Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching X-Men 97. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 6, season 1 of X-Men 97. I'm still really sad. I drank a big glass of water. I ate some soup. I thought I was going to have a sandwich and I was like, I'm not feeling it. I need something soothing. I need something that makes me feel like comfy inside. And it didn't help. It didn't help. I'm still incredibly sad about Gambit. And really what that's going to do to our entire team. I don't know what happened with Magneto or where he went. I don't think that he sacrificed himself, but Rogue was furious, and I feel like if Gambit had left her to actually fight the Sentinel, that she probably would have destroyed it, but he loves her so much that he wouldn't have risked her getting hurt or her losing her life. Don't start crying. Her holding him and saying, Sugar, I can't feel you. Oh, okay. I was going to try to not make myself cry, and then I had to repeat that line. Okay. We will forever remember Gambit's name. There is no forgetting Gambit. Ever. Where that takes us now, because of all the rage that, Scott was feeling about not being normal and that he doesn't get to have a normal life and he didn't get to have, his child didn't get to have a normal birth and, he didn't get to have his child around and he had to give him up and all these things. And then Madeline seeing Cable come in from the future and hearing a grown man call her mom. And I wonder where in the future they have met up and they have a relationship or, it didn't look like a mom, oh, I just saw you, your older self. It was almost like Madeline's gone in the future or Jean. I'm not quite sure. And I'm not sure. And I know that it would probably help if I watched a recap, but I'm not going to. I don't know if he brought the Sentinels from the future. And who do we blame for this? I almost said Trask. Who do we blame for this? Because I don't know if it was current day Trask or if it's somebody in the future making this happen. Time travel is always tricky. It literally is always tricky, but then it's always is that what happened? Is that what I saw? Because then you had Jean and Madeline both kind of having visions of things to happen in the future. Cable shows up, then he disappears. We had this beautiful utopia of Genosha and it's completely destroyed. And what it was and what it was supposed to represent is now turned to ash. And I don't know where we go from there, especially Rogue and her sadness and her anger. I don't know what happened with Magneto. Because I'm a big fan of, not a big fan, that's a weird thing to say, but I'm a big supporter of the idea that if you don't see a body, someone's not dead. And we did not see the body of Magneto. We definitely saw the body of Gambit. You know what? I'm still not okay. Maybe I should have waited a little bit before I watched this next episode, but I want a little bit more on what's happening with Storm, and I don't know, I feel like because we didn't get anything in the last episode, we'll probably get something in this episode, because the adversary is really something that's stuck up here where I'm I want to know what's going on with that. I want Forge to do something for her. We need to figure out the Jean Wolverine kiss, the Scott Jean fight, Scott and Madeline having a relationship still in her mind, which again, that's the mother of his child, and they are going through this loss together, even though they can't be together. It's just really upsetting. And I don't know if we share this information that Nathan, makes it in the future and that he is Cable. And then how did Madeline know that his name was Cable? I know we heard him in a thought or a memory, but I saw it in the captions. Did she have captions? In her head thing that happened? Did she see that? How does she know Cable? How did she know that name? I don't know what we're going to do about the Magneto Rogue scenario and her being his queen and him being a chancellor. I feel like that's all shot to hell now, and Magneto definitely can only be taken to a certain point before that internal rage that he had. For all previous iterations that we've ever seen Magneto, it is always his childhood trauma that comes back to like bring out that rage. And sometimes he kind of loses control. Almost every time that we've seen him experience that, he's lost control. So curious to see how that's going to play out. There's a lot of pieces that have to come into place now, but really the fallout of what's happened is really what I want to get into. And then of course, we need Storm back. Omega level threat, was over on Magneto, and we need Omega level threats in order to fight these Sentinels. And I don't know what Gambit did, but it was amazing, and it was such a self-sacrifice, and oh boy, do I love that man for that. Oh man, okay. I'm sure there's going to be crying in the episode. And sorry if the lighting and everything changed. I spilled my water all over my desk, so like the camera's not in the right place. My one light shorted out, so I messed everything up at the end of the last episode. I'd completely lost it. So, okay guys, I'm got to catch my breath, but also let's get into it as calmly as I possibly can muster.
Previously on X-Men.
Ooh, that was Storm. I feel like Storm's gonna be in this episode. Yeah, oh yeah, does something happen with that bite? I don't think so. Ooh. Different opening. Okay. Makes me nervous. So we skipped Magneto. Oh god. Jeez, we're not gonna have Gambit. Oh! Nightcrawler! Cable. Oh, Xavier. Okay, I'm ready. Lifedeath Part 2. I didn't notice that was Part 1 until the beginning of the last episode. I happened to see it on the screen, and I was like, wait, what? That was a Part 1? I don't remember that. What am I watching? I love space shit. Is this a game? Or... are these the people that have Xavier?
Surrender.
Deathbird.
Stand free! This pigeon shall not thwart the will of the Supreme Intelligence.
Kree, Supreme Intelligence. I don't know who all they are.
For the Imperial Guard!
I don't know who these people are, but they're cool.
A Pyrrhic victory.
And that's Ronan. Wow.
Ronan, dear, tell me where the Supreme Intelligence has fled, or your forces shall suffer.
I wouldn't know any of that without Captain Marvel.
A million pardons, Your Highness. It's your sister, the Empress.
Oh, joy.
Oh.
My dearest sister is always of utmost priority.
Is she? Who's her sister?
Greetings, Shiar. 1 year ago, we offered the skills of our mighty healers to a Terran man on the verge of death.
Xavier.
No ordinary Terran. This man helped spare the entire universe from the madness of my brother D'Ken. And now, this man has unlocked the secrets to my heart.
Oh.
Your Empress is to be married, and our empire...
He's walking?
...from a new emperor. Professor Charles Xavier.
Holy shit. Hey, Chucky. What's going on, man?
To the might and glory of the Imperium.
Not what I pictured happening at all. She says.
I pray our act of performative jingoism erased any concerns over my heritage.
Performative.
You are no mere Terran, Charles.
He's not. He's really not.
Perhaps an empress could even spend a portion of her time ruling the galaxy from my little corner of it?
He wants to go home.
You wish to return to your children, don't you?
Of course.
Merely visit.
Families often mimic black holes. Visit and risk being stuck in its ever-spiraling vacuum of dramas.
Wow, yeah.
You should message them. Use a hologlobe.
Can he? Can he do that?
Invite them to the wedding. You've earned a life of your own, Charles.
I mean, yeah.
Once we crush the Kree, an educator such as you can teach them our ways. Play the role of the peacemaker.
Wasn't aware my X-Men and I were playing make-believe.
Yeah.
Much like my legs in this armor's exoskeleton.
Okay.
I pretend to be perfect, as my subjects would never love the woman beneath the armor. Not like you do. Never pretend with me.
Okay. So not a fake love.
The virtue of a teacher lies in showing their students how to walk on their own.
But only if he is sure there are no more lessons he can teach them.
Oh my god. And when she says crush the Kree, that's very not Charles-like.
Why bother?
Oh!
He's a liar. Leave him.
Yeah, what do we do?
Forge made his bed. Let him die in it.
All lives deserve saving. Even his.
Oh, I love you, Storm.
You're not an X-Man anymore. Where did that get you? Kissing the hand that beats you?
Oh my goodness, this is so dark.
I do not fear death.
I think you do.
You fear living. I have wondered what it would be like to be human. It is a tempting daydream.
Wow.
Look at your family. Forge didn't rob your gifts. You had already renounced them.
Wow.
You turned your back on these paths long ago.
Lord of Chaos.
Wow, yes. Forge.
I tear your thread and break your loom. Depart and be gone.
Those look like transmutation circles. I don't really know what Forge's like power is. But he just exorcised a demon, so that's good. Yeah, we gotta help him.
Mom practiced desert magic.
Desert magic.
Despite my best efforts.
Careful.
I'll give it to me straight.
Its bite is magical. Perhaps your mother's book holds an answer.
Yeah, maybe.
She wrote about a cacti. Grows in nearby caves. I can show you the way.
You are too weak. Tell me where to go.
If this nastiness gets worse while you're gone, I don't want to be alone.
Then we ride together, my love.
Oh. Well, that's sweet.
The Empress and her royal consort.
Your man speaks as if I am your pet.
Well.
Not an entirely displeasing thought.
Oh. Oh.
You may bark later.
You may bark later. What is happening? This is not the Charles I know. Nice to see him maybe in love, or is he just still playing a role?
Your consort was born on the wrong side of the stars. He is Terran.
With such disdain.
Xavier would see his Milky Way ghetto become our new throne world.
Excuse me?
I must invoke the right of Mdasha.
What does that take over the
The
throne?
right requires.
A non-Shi'ar pass a test of loyalty in order to wed a royal.
Oh, interesting.
You must renounce Earth and erase all memory of your life there.
Well, that's not fair.
Charles Xavier must purge all memories of Earth, and you, dear sister, must be the one to do it.
Oh, this is... Death Burtis. She's something. She's a piece of work. But smart doing it in front of everybody.
You saved my life. Your devotion is beyond measure. Perhaps it is time to show you mine.
Wow, I think that's a horrible idea.
No matter how many I saved, my mutant gifts inspired twice as much hate and humanity. I am better this way.
Oh, I don't know about that, sweetheart. You're great this way.
The worst weapon used by the Europeans was not bullets or blankets, but a white lie that they could make us
Believe. Yeah.
The cactus grows in darkness. Where?
That's why I came. I know how you feel about tight spaces.
Yeah, girl, I just got the shivers for you.
What you ask of him is no small burden.
Yeah.
He seeks to ally us with Earth.
My God, you are dramatic.
How can we entrust our mighty empire to a ruler descendant of simians? Have our blood mixed with his inferior freak fluids?
Just anywhere he is, he's just a freak, isn't he?
Gladiator, arrest this treacherous vulture.
Oh! Damn, Gladiator. Couldn't even get it out. Gladiator is badass. Wow!
Not this way. I have forgotten my greatest gift.
Yes.
Class is now in session.
The professor's in. Desk chairs. Hey.
What have you done?
Gladiator, please raise your hand if you have a question. It is time for today's lesson.
I'm excited. I'm not excited for this. Girl, tight spaces and me. I might be small, but I still don't like I hate tight spaces. Oh, you're human!
You had to be the bigger woman.
Yeah.
Had to save him. Now look at you.
Forge destroyed you.
The High Road Storm. Last stop. You pancaked by the pressure of existing. How unfair.
Keep going, Storm. Fight it! Fight it!
Submit, and I will save you and let you live your ending daydream.
Nope. Don't do it, girl.
No, you demon. Not a daydream.
Excuse me?
The Executioner's neutralizer was not the only weapon tamping down my gifts. There was that lie, and I believed it.
Deny your power, or humanity will thunder down upon you.
You all are an echo of who I am.
Oh my god.
So let them thunder, for I am lightning!
Ah! Our girl's back. Our girl's back. Now save Forge. Oh, so happy to have you back, girl.
Strange to feel grateful.
Towards the demon?
What are demons but reflections of our fears and shame?
Wish I could change my hair like that.
So what now? Should we whisk away to some tropical island?
Not an entirely unpleasant idea.
Who can tell me from where the Shi'ar Imperium draws its might?
From the crushed skulls that house inferior minds, such as yours.
Demerits, raise your hand.
There be rules here.
The Shi'ar Empire is a snake oil racket.
Even you Terrans
Wow.
claim might is right.
The rhyme that sells the lie.
That for me to be more, you must be less. Says who? Who made up these silly rules?
Exactly.
Want to know a secret?
Yes.
Coexistence is messy.
Very messy.
Thus, my love for education. The universe is very old, and all of us very young, born of ancient stardust, and all children of the atom.
Jeez.
Heavens, no!
Oh, goodness. What's happening?
Gambit? No! They were dancing, drinking wine, making love! Oh, my children of the atom, destroyed! No!
Oh, God.
Charles!
Did that help convince anyone of anything?
While I cowered in the cosmos, The unthinkable has happened.
Charles, if you leave, you will prove my sister right about your kind.
If that should end our star-crossed affair, so be it. I will not abandon my... It is time I return to my X-Men.
At what cost?
I did what you asked. I gave you my DNA to access Master Mold.
It's Trask, right? Oh God.
You have nothing to fear, so long as you place your faith in Sinister.
Okay, yeah, I was waiting for the story with Charles, with Xavier, mostly because I was like, oh my God, he's dead. And then when I watched the recap about the Shi'ar and them taking him to their world, I didn't realize that that would be a love story for him. I don't know if I knew it was a love story at all. Could have been. But Deathbird, I feel like when somebody names themselves that, yeah, you definitely don't want them taking over as Empress. But like hearing like Ronan and the Kree and all that, like I was like, wow, that was unexpected. I don't blame Charles for not wanting to get rid of his memories, to forget the X-Men. There's so many lessons that have been learned in that, and for him to completely forget all of that would be for him to almost forget himself. And that is like such a tall thing to ask somebody to do. Deathbird knowing that, and Lilandra like kind of admitting like she realizes it, like he loves Earth and he loves humans, not just the mutants, but like humans. He loves Earth, he loves all of Earth, and he wants them to coexist. And like you said, coexistence is messy, and him going back to Earth, I think, might leave the Shi'ar in ruin. And we might get a turn to where, you know, Deathbird will be in charge, that she will have overthrown her sister. And then seeing that Sinister and Trask kind of were... So I thought maybe it was Cable from the future ended up bringing the Sentinels. And apparently it was the Trask from our time and the Sinister from our time. So they were from our time. Like that Master Mold was from current time. And that was Master Mold with the rotating head. And no Magneto, which mean no Storm and no Gambit in the opening. It's really upsetting. It's really, really upsetting. I feel like a little like tear forming in the corner of my eye here. I'll say Storm is back, new haircut, new sense of self. I love it. She has been reborn. She is empowered. Now, I don't really know what the lie was that she was believing. I kind of don't quite know when they talk in a little bit of like poetry or rhyme or riddle. I'm kind of like, what? But I feel like to believe the lie that her power was no longer part of her, that it wasn't just the machine that did it, that she felt powerless. But I do love that she, before Forge was healed, that she said, like my love, and that she had a moment with him before she became Storm again. Now, her seeing Genosha and what happened was heartbreaking. I imagine that that's all going to culminate into hopefully not anger. And again, Magneto not being in the opening, they're not letting us know whether or not he's going to be around. Now, definitely Charles and there's always not like a key to the opening that like is a key to the episode. I didn't expect to see him walk. I didn't expect to see him in love, getting married. They were like, oh, like we were like playing pretend, but then like they weren't playing pretend. Like they really do like care for each other and love each other. And like that's not something I expected when we would see Charles again. But you know, the idea of him saying like, oh, I didn't use like my kind of like my greatest power, which is his power to show people things, being in the astral plane, I think was kind of a smooth move. But then when he realized that Gambit was dead and that something really bad was happening on Earth, it was almost like an alert that he was being summoned to come back and help. And he didn't see Magneto's death. He only saw Gambit. So I can only imagine him coming back is going to be the only way to cool Magneto down wherever he may be. Because, you know, we know when Magneto gets mad that we need to fear the things that he's able to do. So there's a lot that happened in this episode, stuff that I can't even really explain. I will say that Gladiator is amazing. Very, very powerful. I was thoroughly impressed. Ronan was a little bitch, and the Kree fell like that. And the only reason why I would even know about them is from Captain Marvel. And last episode that they called Jean, not Miss Marvel, but something Marvel. Marvel Girl, I think is what it was. And like, is that like another name that Jean goes by? I'm sure people will have said something in the last one. But like, how many names does Jean have? Marvel Girl, Jean Grey, Phoenix, Jean Summers, Cable's mom. Oh God, what is her name? Madeline Pryor. I was like, do not say Marjorie. For some reason that was a name that was like, how many names does this damn woman have? But I'm really, really curious to see what happens in the next episode, if it's going to be Charles coming back to Earth, being reunited with Magneto, or just the fallout from Genosha and all the heartbreak that will ensue, and then everyone coming back together. I'm not sure how many, I don't know if I should look and see how many episodes there are of this season. There's 10, so I got quite a couple more to go. And I'm really looking forward. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to not look at the thumbnails when I counted those. But I'm really loving this season. Again, there's times when I feel so stupid, like that I don't know anything, and then there's other times where I'm amazed by what I'm watching, and that I'm just kind of like, well, I didn't expect that. So I'm really enjoying it. But if you want to watch full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon, and up to 1 episode early. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. How you feeling? How you feeling? Is the Xavier Lilandra romance part of the comic books? Is that a thing that actually happens, like to the depth of them getting married, and with like Deathbird and like all of that being involved? Like, is that like a part of a story that a lot of people knew was going to happen? Does Gambit die in the comics and I don't know about it? That's really upsetting. I don't know. I don't know what other questions to ask, because there was a lot that I didn't understand about that. And it's always wonderful to see Charles, but when he speaks, he makes me feel like I'm just so stupid. I'm like, yes, whatever you're saying, it sounds really nice. But I definitely am excited for him to get back to Earth. Excited's a hard word, because there's a lot of pain and agony, and you know, a lot of people are probably feeling abandoned by him, and especially when he goes back, that you know, they're gonna feel a certain type of way. And I was also gonna say it was wonderful to see Forge do kind of like the desert magic, which it looked like transmutation circles, and or even like the portal kind of stuff from all of the sorcerers. From like Doctor Strange and all that. Like, it was pretty cool to see that. I'm not sure if that's what it was, but that's definitely what it reminded me of, and I really, really enjoyed that. But guys, come back here for the next episodes. I thought there was only 2 left, now there are 4, and that is delightful, and I can't wait to watch them. But I'm gonna take a break. I think I need a break. All right. So I will see you in the next one, guys. Have a good one. Bye.